Hey guys, welcome along to part 3 of our Ford Transit custom conversion. So if you tuned into part 1, we went through the full strip out of the van and sound deadening, and today we are looking at our full insulation two-part process. I'll take you through what we're going to do and get a time lapse to get us going. Cheers guys. So these are the products we're going to be using for the insulation. So as I mentioned before, it's going to be a two-stage process. First stage is going to be using this thermal van liner. So it comes on a roll, two-part construction made of a sort of reflective aluminium on the front, and then it's backed by this sort of closed cell 7mm foam. And then on the back of that, it's self-adhesive. So really easy to apply, just peel off the adhesive and we can get that directly onto the different areas in the van as well. So it will act as insulation, but again, additional sort of sound deadening in the van as well. So hopefully going to keep us nice and toasty warm in the winter, but then a little bit cooler in the summer as well. So that's going to go on first. Going to try and do as much coverage as we can across the whole van, so floors, ceiling and sides. After that, we're then going to be applying this stuff, which is the thermal roll. So the thermal roll, I think this is polyester in construction, but you can get recycled plastic or different items as well. I think key thing really is, maybe try and avoid your usual sort of insulations that you get from B&Q because of moisture. So this stuff is moisture and fire retardant as well. And this is going to go in the voids of the van. So where we've got the gaps, the big gaps in the lower panels, after we've put on the liner, we're going to put this into the voids and the spaces in the van as well, just so we know we've got that absolute optimum insulation. And there we go, that's what we're going to be using. Let's get to this. So back in our favourite place in the back of the van, just quickly want to go over, I guess, just what we're going to do in terms of the approach for this first layer of insulation. So easiest way to do this is, because this comes on a roll and obviously it's really very sticky, you're really going to want to try and cut this down to size first. So if we just kind of look at this first area here, going to start at the bottom panels of the van, and do sort of a quick measure up, of the space that you're going to be putting the piece into. So I've sort of pre-measured this and going behind the panels as well, and we need about a 30 by 70 centimetres square to sort of go into that particular panel. So measure up, and this stuff, just get a decent pair of scissors, will do you right in terms of cutting. Get it cut to the right shape, and just take your time going panel by panel, making sure you get as much coverage as you can, and good adhesion. So this is just the very first piece now, sorry, cut to shape. Just really want to get that in first. Doing this with one hand, not ideal. It's just really to offer it up. Make sure you've got the right sort of size there first. So getting that in, that looks good. So just offering it up, making sure that there's no issues before you actually go to get that applied. So just cracking on with the insulation, and we're now on to insulating the wheel arches. So I think the key here is take your time, try and do it in little bits, but also because of the curvature and the shape of the actual wheel arch itself, what you may need to do is, just as you go, just cut a few little triangles in. And what that will do, as you come to fit these on the actual wheel arch, you can then start to sort of mould these into place, and that'll all come together as well. So it doesn't look particularly pretty, but once the four-way stretch carpet goes on, that covers up a multitude of sins. What we're also going to do as well is, where we've got these gaps, we're going to get some of the silver lined insulation tape as well, just to make sure there's no air and no gaps. And yeah, just do small bits at a time and carry on as you go. That's the wheel arch insulated. So just like me, not going to win any beauty contests, but plan really is just to get full coverage. One thing is, obviously, when it comes to fitting the carpet, if you're keen to keep the sort of contours of the wheel arch itself, you can just sort of run down the contours of the actual wheel arch metalwork inside as well, just to get good sticky of the insulation, but also to sort of keep the contours in place as well. So that's one done. Now on to the second one. Let's go. Second wheel arch now insulated. Probably went a little bit better, not quite so many little bits on that to get that done. So that's both the wheel arches now fully insulated. Just got the door left to do. It's a little bit awkward. A few little funny bits of metal work to sort of work around to get a decent of the insulation. Then after that we've got the roof to do, and then finally the floor. So we've used about 3/4 of one roll so far. We've got another roll. The second roll really was just for the floor, so we're hoping we'll be able to get the majority of the roof done with the roll that we've got left, and then we're going to break for lunch. Our insulation is now all done, so floor all done. A few little bits towards the end, had to kind of use a couple of offcuts just to make sure we got the full coverage. That's all good. Roof all done, looking good. Wheel arches we saw before, within the panels as well. Rear doors all done, and also the inside of the front door, the side door, sorry, all done as well. So now we're on to our final stage, which is going to be to do the thermal wool in all of the cavities, and then we are done for the day. On to our final stage now. Hope you can hear me. I think someone's mowing the lawns in the background, but we're just going to do the thermal insulation roll now. So this is to go in the voids in the panels. So pretty easy to do. It's around 38-39 centimeters wide, and we've just sort of cut that down. Well, not even cut it down, you can kind of tear this down to the right sort of size to get it to go in. So we've measured everything up, we've got all of the insulation ready in the right size, and we are ready to install. Okay, that is us done and fully insulated. So that final stage, just got the thermal liner now into all of the panels. So all the side panels done here. Both the arches all sorted. Other side as well, as much as in as we can get in. Internals of the sliding door all done, and the panels in the rear doors as well. Forgot to mention as well that we have insulated the top. We're not having windows in the back, so we went ahead and just insulated those as well. Other one done, and that is us done, fully insulated. Well done, mate, good work. Great success! Cheers.